Today, we are going to be doing the topic about fiction and non-fiction. Introduction. Hello everyone, my name is Shaivi and I'm 11 years old. My hobbies is doing arts and crafts and playing games with my family and friends. Today, we are going to do 3 activities. Our first activity is where we read a quote and explain how to define the key terms, fiction and non-fiction. And then we will do an icebreaker about your knowledge on fiction and non-fiction. Lastly, we will discuss on the topic on what we know. Quote time. So now we're going to be reading a quote. So today's quote is, life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. This quote is by George Bernard Shaw. Now, can anybody tell me what do you understand by this quote? Okay, great. So now we are going to be looking at what is nonfiction. Nonfiction, by contrast, is a factual and reports on true events. Histories, biographies, journalism, and essays are all considered as nonfiction. Usually, nonfiction has a higher standard to uphold than fiction. What is fiction now? Fiction is any story made up by an author. It is a creation of the author's imagination. It is not based strictly on history or facts. The opposite of fiction is nonfiction, writing that deals with facts and true events. So now we know what is nonfiction and fiction. So now we're going to look at how to differentiate fiction and nonfiction. So we're going to see different features of both of them and how to differentiate them. So here's an image I got from Google, and as you can see, it's written fiction and nonfiction. So let's read the features of the fiction first. First, it's not real. It's a story talk. It's a read to enjoy. Read in order. There are many illustrations, but not all of them. There's always a beginning, middle, and end. There's characters, setting, problem, and solution. These are the characteristics of fiction. Now let's look at nonfiction. So, it's real, it's a fact talk, it's read to learn. You can read this in any order, and instead of illustrations, there are photos, charts, and graphs. There's table of contents. There's index, glossary, bold words, and labels. And there's true information and directions. Now we're going to move on to our second activity. Now let's do our icebreaker. So for our icebreaker, we are going to be playing a little game called Is it Fiction or Non-Fiction? How to play. There will be information about a specific character on the screen, and you must find out the character's name and if it's fiction or non-fiction. For non-fiction, there could be a possibility, not always, of celebrities. Just a small reminder, Fiction is the type of book, story, or character that is written about real events, not based on real people and facts. In nonfiction, writing that is about real events, facts, or people rather than stories that have been invented. Character number 1. A character created in 1928 by the Walt Disney Company. Can you guess the character and if it's fiction or nonfiction? Yes, it's Mickey Mouse. And it's fiction. Character number 2. Black nationalist and the first black president of South Africa. Can you guess who it is and if it's fiction or not? Correct. It is Nelson Mandela. And it's nonfiction. Let's move on to our third character. She or he has the magical ability to create and manipulate ice and snow. Can you guess who it is and if it's nonfiction or fiction? Bravo! It is Elsa. And it is fiction. Wow, you're good at this game. Comes here our last character. She is a bright little girl who's very eager to learn. Eventually, her insensitive parents sent her to school run by the Trunchbull. Can you guess who it is and if it's fiction or not? Excellent! It is Matilda and it's fiction. Then, this is the end of our icebreaker activity. I hope you liked it. Now, let's have a small discussion about what you know. Our third activity. How will it work? There will be questions given to you on the screen, and you will have to write your answers in the chat, and then we will share our answers. Our first question. What is fiction and non-fiction in your own words? Can anybody tell me? Our second one. What are some ways that you can differentiate fiction and non-fiction? Just put your answers in the chat box and then we'll share our answers. Okay, so this is the end of my PPT. I hope you liked and you learned something new today. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.